The whole world is talking about DeFi right now, and that's obviously because of the surge in the cryptocurrency market. But there's still been a lot of areas where DeFi has been struggling, mainly to gain its support of larger investors due to a lack of regulation. In today's episode, we're going to look at WonderFi, who are offering a DeFi exchange that is really compliant with a lot of the regulation out there, and as well one that promises a great way to earn a yield on your investments as well as trading easily. It's got the backing of a number of large celebrities, so it should be something that is worthwhile to take a look at today. So as you can see, this is jumping over to wonderfi.com, which I'll leave a link for down in the description if you want to come over and take a look. So basically, if you think about the moment, if you have cash, you're basically putting in a bank. This allows the bank to then lend that money to someone else at a higher rate so that they can make money in the middle. But the problem is that rate is probably a bit too high. They then only pay you interest to reward you that is actually probably lower than inflation, and therefore you're probably losing money if you're just keeping it in a bank. But the whole excitement of a decentralized platform is that the bank doesn't have any control. In fact, decentralized means that no one theoretically has any control, and this allows you to earn a significantly higher percentage than you would by keeping it in a bank. Okay, so this Canadian-based company has already been featured on Bloomberg, Cointelegraph, Yahoo Finance, Entrepreneur, Business Insider, so some pretty big names there. What is decentralized finance? It basically creates a much fairer playing field where actually all these bankers that are charging an insane amount of money and an insane amount of fees actually aren't really necessary anymore, and that is ultimately better for the customer, which is you and me. DeFi is obviously growing, and previously a lot of platforms have struggled to gain investment and support due to a lack of regulation. But what it is about WonderFi that's so different is that they are doing everything sort of by the book and making things as clear as possible in order for them to be regulated. And by doing that, they then open themselves up for investment from a lot of larger players in the game who previously wouldn't have been interested necessarily in investing due to the risk of sort of going against regulation. So at the moment, you and I know about crypto, and a lot of people are starting to know more about crypto, but a lot of people don't really trust it still. Think about like my parents, and I think about other people, they would never go near crypto, and that's because of a lack of regulation, etc. However, once we start to get more platforms such as WonderFi coming in, then I can think it's going to open up more possibilities to more people, and that's actually quite exciting, particularly as a crypto holder, because ultimately the price of crypto is driven by the amount of people who are engaging. So looking down at some of the partners, these are probably people that you know. If you look on the left, Sam Bankman-Fried is the head of FTX. He himself has always been trying to push for more regulation in the crypto space, even though FTX has been under a bit of scrutiny recently for such things. Kevin O'Leary, obviously from the Shark Tank, was brought on board as a strategic partner early on. So if someone like that has backing for a company like this, then it's obviously a potentially interesting thing. And then we got Josh Richards, a musician, and Leonard Latchman, another businessman from Canada. If we look down into the press, we can see this story here from Kevin O'Leary. Shark Tank star Kevin O'Leary says financial middlemen will be left shining shoes when DeFi technology take their job. It's basically saying that it's a job that is obsolete and not really needed to do anymore. So why pay thousands and thousands of dollars to people who are doing a job that isn't really necessary and actually could be done better by such as a DeFi platform like WonderFi? That's perhaps another reason why crypto is getting, still a lot of bad rep from the big banks, etc., because they don't really want crypto to come into the space, because ultimately they maintain their control by being able to charge enormous fees and to be able to keep money to themselves rather than allow people to move, share, borrow, etc. amongst themselves with sort of a fair playing field that is created via a decentralized platform. If you're already holding your money in a bank, then there's a bit of a no-brainer that I would personally be moving my money over to a high-interest savings account. If your money is not in crypto and you want to keep it in your local currency, then potentially you can move it over here and you can still gain significantly higher percent. Where you look with WonderFi, you're actually making 4%, whereas traditionally people are making 0.06. Actually, because of compound interest, can make a significant amount of difference. This is talking about the difference over 30 years. And if you started with, say, $10,000 on your 21st birthday by the time you were 51, you'd then hold $33,201, which is approximately $23,000 more than you would have made just by having it in a bank. And obviously, if you keep adding to that over the years, then things can grow significantly higher as well. Now, it also gives you the option to be able to buy and sell crypto all super easily through an app, and they've made it super clear to know what's going on. So by lending digital assets, you can compound your wealth. In the same way that a bank lends your assets, you can choose to lend assets here. Obviously, you believe that banks are fairly stable, but they are lending money to other people, and if the bank goes under, which has happened in the not-so-distant past, then they effectively will potentially lose money for you. Whereas actually having the choice to do it is obviously giving you much more control, and this updates you every 15 seconds. And the reason they're doing that is, one, because it's nice for you to be able to sit back and watch it grow, but also because it helps with the regulation if everything is transparent and easy to see. Obviously, it's a well-reputable team. To be able to get people in like Kevin O'Leary as an investor before really having a product on offer, you've got a well-experienced team who are well-connected. If you want to learn more about WonderFi, then Ben Samaru, the founder, has a number of videos. One, there's a video on this website as well as having other videos on YouTube, so you can go and take a look at that. If you want to get signed up, it's not quite available yet. You can click on the Get Started, and then you can fill in your details, and they'll email you whenever the app becomes available, which shouldn't be too long from now, and then you can receive updates, etc. from the platform. And whenever that happens, you're then in a perfect position to be able to leverage your savings, because ultimately in this world, we need to be leveraging our savings in order to be able to make more money. I hope you've enjoyed today's video on WonderFi. If you're interested in WonderFi, I will leave a link for it just down in the description below. So make sure you go and check it out and sign up with the Get Started link so that you get notified when the app is going to get launched. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Bye-bye.